Fish your glide baits like this and giant spring bass will react. Right now in the spring and the pre-spawn, this is the best time to be throwing a big glide bait. No time in the year are bass as hungry and as motivated to take a big meal like this, which also makes it a great time to start glide bait fishing. But with so many baits out there in the market, there's a lot of great ones. However, the biggest question I get a lot is how do I work a glide bait to get more bites? For a second here, let's not even think about the glide bait. Just forget about all of this. When it comes to springtime or even wintertime bass fishing, what is one of the most recommended baits? That's a jerkbait. And the reason why a jerkbait works so well in the spring in that colder water when bass are actively hunting is that you can get the thing to cut left and right and grab a bass's attention, but you can also let it pause and suspend and let that bass come up to the jerkbait. That's the biggest key here. So when it comes to our glide bait fishing, don't try to overcomplicate this, right? Don't think about it as a glide bait or some kind of big bait where there's a completely different action that we have to get out of our baits to get bass to eat this thing. No, really just dial it back, make it simple. Think about how you fish a jerkbait and apply that to a glide. The only difference here is that when we stop and pause our glide baits, they're gonna glide a little bit, but they will come to a stop and just suspend. With that being said, that's a big reason why I like to fish suspending or low floating glide baits, something that's not gonna sink, especially in these colder months, so that we can get that jerkbait like movement. So we're gonna get this thing to cut left, cut right, and then let it glide out on a pause, let it sit there. And just like with a jerkbait, you need to mix up how many times you get this bait to go left and right. You can go 1, 2, pause, 1, 2, 3, pause, 1 slow one into a pause, and then 3 fast ones right away. Mixing up that cadence and your pauses and letting these baits pause, especially in these colder months, giving these baits a long time to just sit there and soak, just like you would a jerkbait, is a great way to get more bites, because while they won't hit this bait while it's on the pause like they would a jerkbait, they'll come up and look at it. And that next jerk, when that thing moves all of a sudden, can get a reaction bite from a bass that's just looking at it. So if you've got that glide bait that you bought last year and you're ready to throw it, this is the time to do so. And if you're just getting into glide bait fishing, just remember, think of it like a jerkbait and that bite will come. And make sure to send this to a video who's overthinking glide bait fishing. So what are you waiting for? Get out there.